Hi, my name is Heather Hooper. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Central Indiana, and I am getting ready to start my 21st year, and we are back for part 2 of classroom setup. Hi, I'm so glad that you guys have decided to click and join me back on this journey. First of all, I'm looking all young again. Look at this. If you notice in the last video, all my grays are gone for a short time. So I'm looking so much younger. I like when my hair is dyed. However, I'm a fairly cheap person, and so keeping up with that is not one of my priorities. And I'm getting older, so I just choose to embrace it. But I'm on our church worship team, and one of the girls on the worship team is going through cosmetology school, and she had a test that she needed to complete. So I got to be pampered all day. I got my nails done, my toes done, a facial, my hair done, makeup done the other day. It was a great day. So she did a fantastic job. So that is why I look different for now. So all right, so today, what are we gonna do today? All right, so I just made a list of 4 things that I wanted to get done. If I get those things done, then we will figure out more. Otherwise, we won't, and that's okay. I have a ton of stuff in my car. I am so incredibly blessed, and I know that. And I have some very special people who have donated to my classroom, especially my family, who was very generous with their donation. And so because of that, I have a ton of stuff to bring in from my car. The problem is they are repaving our whole parking lot. And so I couldn't figure out, like, I'm supposed to park on the other side of like the high school. So it's like the high school and middle school, and then there's a drive and a parking area, and then it's our school. Well, we have to park on the far side of the high school and walk to the building, which is fine, unless your car is full of things that you need to bring in. And I've been waiting for like a week to be able to do it, and I'm still not able to just pull up to my door like I normally would. So there are some people, like the custodians and the workers, who pull up to the building, and I'm like, how are you getting here? And so they've helped me out. So later on, I'm gonna go get my car and pull around, and then I'll be able to stay a little bit later because I don't wanna walk in the dark across the parking lot. It just kind of creeps me out. So anyway, I need to do that. I need to hopefully, fingers crossed, print a couple new things for my decor. We got a new printer, and our tech guy set up my my computer to connect to it when I wasn't here one day. And so I really haven't tested it out. I assume he did. So hopefully that works out. And then I need to laminate those things. I have all my chapter books that I need to get back on the bookshelf. That won't take long because I don't have them in any certain order. I'm just putting them on the shelf. And then the other thing I want to do is check my picture books, because I got so many donations and I bought so many new picture books last year, and I don't think I added them. I like to keep a spreadsheet of my picture books, and when I find or think of an activity to use with those picture books, I will add it into that spreadsheet. So when I'm kind of thinking through things, I know what books I can use for that. I don't think I did that towards the end of the year, so I have several books that I need to put in there. I put a stamp that says they belong to me, and then I want to put them away. So those are the 4 big ticket things that I want to get done. So let's get started. So I stopped doing the books for a moment and went out and got all my stuff because I happened to look outside and it looked like it was getting ready to downpour. So I went ahead and moved my car and got all this stuff out. You know, it's so nice when it was all clean and now I have all this stuff back again. So, but I'm very thankful for the donations. So now I'm gonna go back and I'm going to finish the books and then we will move on. So, have all my books put away. I do have a couple different categories, not really categories, but a couple different spots for some books for some different reasons. So let me show you. All right, so this pile is a pile that I wanted to read. A few of them I feel like I've read, I just don't remember them. This book needs taped and fixed. It is a well-loved book. Fifth graders seem to love like the scary books. All of these books I need to put my stamp in. However, I can't find it at the moment. This is Babysitter's Club, like an old time series that was donated. These three are all ready to go. Kids can go for those. This is my class set of Ground Zero and the couple Alan Gratz books that I have. We will read this at the beginning of the year to take us up to September 11th. And then these books down here, these are the ones that I have read and I use for Friday book talks. So a lot of times I'll read like, I don't know, some of them I'll read the first chapter, some of them I'll just read the first couple of pages, and then just quickly give them a summary of the book. I don't really do it with Because of Mr. Interrupt until we read the first book together as a class. We do that as a class as well. But these are some of the books that I talk about. I also talk about how I don't like all of these books. I am not a sci-fi or fantasy reader, but I do explain to them that I do read them. And sometimes I end up liking them, sometimes I don't. The one that I can't find, and so a student must have taken, is Found by Margaret Peterson Haddix. And so I need to reorder that one. It's one of my favorite fantasy books, or science fiction, time machine stuff. So anyway, that is my bookshelf. Got a phone call from home, so I'm gonna go celebrate a birthday with some family, so I need to get going. But before I do, I did want to talk about a couple of books as I was going through some that I had already had out that I absolutely love and my students love, and I always have total engagement. This one is Steve the Dung Beetle on a Roll. I always, as gross as it is, I talk a little bit about bodily functions. Number one, it's gross. Number two, it's a real conversation that I feel like some kids need to have, just like, you know, the body odor conversations, cleaning your clothes conversations, those kinds of things. And so, you know, we talk about dung as well. And they think it's totally gross, but it's actually very educational, and it goes through like what a dung beetle does and the whole purpose of it, and different animals come to him and ask him questions. And so it's a pretty cool book. It's got great pictures and the kids really love it and think it's disgusting at the same time. So this is one of our favorites, and this was donated to our classroom by a lovely lady. Another book that we love is Too Bad Ants. A lot of times if I have stuff to do with them, I just put it in the book for when I store it so I can remember what those things are or that I have resources with it. But we use this for inferencing and predictions. It is fabulous. When we read it, I don't show them the pictures, but I do give them the text. I can't remember if I created this. Nope, I think I found this resource, but it doesn't say who it was. But I don't show them the pictures because it gives some of the things away. But we also use it to talk about perspective later. So there's a lot of good lessons that you can talk about with this book. So Too Bad Ants by Alsberg. And then another one that is just for fun, but you could use it to compare stories, is Cinder Toot. And I already told you that we talk a lot about personal hygiene and bodily functions. Number one, they're 10 and 11, and a lot of them think it's funny, so I might as well use it to my advantage. However, some don't. But this book I found at Goodwill, and I didn't even read the whole thing. I just saw Cinder Toot, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's gonna be amazing. I didn't even read down here, and it says A Cinderella Tooting Tale. And so this is, again, a Cinderella story, and she goes, and when she's running away, she bends over to pick up her shoe, and she toots, and there's even green like gas coming up, but she toots, and he runs like through it or to that shoe, or to that area, and he smells her fart. And so he goes through the kingdom. He even makes like a porridge or a soup that is supposed to make all the maidens toot so that he can smell them to find his one true love. So it's hysterical. The green gas in it is so funny. And so this is one that we do just for fun, but you could use it to compare stories. So those are three picture books that we really do love. All right, well, I am gonna get out of here for today. Looking at my list, I did get all my stuff in from the car. I did print everything. However, I did not get it laminated. I checked on my picture books, but didn't get them put away. I need to find my stamper for my books because I have several that need stamped and I just can't seem to find it. So those will go quick once I find that stamper. So we will pick up there tomorrow. Hi and good morning. Today we're going to start off at home. I have a bunch of things that I want to laminate, but I think I decided I wanted to do the extra work and cut it out first so that I can have the extra edge of lamination around it so that it will last longer if I have to take it down, that kind of thing. Sometimes it tends to come apart because I used cardstock. So that is what I'm going to start with today, and then in a little bit we will head to school and get busy there. So I have been here for 2 hours. The first hour I spent talking with one of my teaching partners. It's another reason I always come in later in the afternoon or evening. As much as I love and adore her, I don't get anything done because we would rather sit and talk. So there's that. But I have gotten a few things done. I've gotten my laminating done. Okay, I take it back. I've gotten one thing done, and that's my laminating. I'm just gonna be honest, like I'm having a hard time getting myself here and wanting to come, and that's very, very unusual for me. And it's not that I don't want, like, I just think I have always switched what I'm doing every 4 years. In my 20 years, I've never been in one position for 5 years. I've always switched after 4 years for whatever reason. And so I don't know if that's part of it. I'm getting the itch to do something different. I'm just enjoying my summer and being lazy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Like, I don't care to decorate. Like, I don't care. And I'm hoping that feeling goes away soon, because it's a very unusual feeling for me. Like, most of the time I'm like, let's get going. So yeah, I'm struggling with that. So hopefully I get out of my funk soon. But let me show you the different things that I laminated that will go up around my room. And I'm not doing much more than this. So I did add a little bit over here to what's going to be my student center. This is my attendance check-in, and they're allowed to go to the bathroom twice if we're not going together, which is most of the time. I don't usually take time for that. Being older, they can figure that out on their own unless they abuse the privilege. So that's what that is for. And then I found like my dojo points and how many points it is for each thing, just so you can kind of look and see what that is like. I don't let them combine. I had thought about that, but I was like, oh, we'd be doing a movie day every single week, and that's not possible. So that's what I do. I use Class Dojo for classroom management type things. The other thing that I found as I was going through things are these like poly plastic folders, and there are like large magnets on the back, and they're pretty sturdy. Like, they are not moving, and I use these every day. So I hate passing out papers. Hate it. So in the morning, part of their morning procedures is to come over here, check in on the attendance board, and then they take one of each paper that is here and they put it on a clipboard, and so they have all their papers for the day. The only time they don't is if it's a test. So I do, because this the student center, it used to be over here on this whiteboard, and even though this is a whiteboard, this is not. It's a bulletin board. So I'm gonna move, I'll keep question of the day there, but I need to move, I did behavior stuff right here, so I need to kind of move that a little bit so that I can use those here and figure out a way to hang that. So I did get that done. The other thing that I got done is some cutting out and some lamination type things. So I got these at a teacher's store. There's 6 different posters that kind of have like my color theme, I guess, that I'm going with this year. I've kind of been gradually going towards it, but there's 6 of them there. These posters are going to go up here. So there's going to be 3 over here and 3 over here. I'm telling you, usually I create everything, but I am having a hard time this year. So this year I just bought like this welcome banner that's going to go on a bulletin board that's outside of my classroom. Next year I'll have to recreate these if I use it again, because I'm going to write on them with like a silver Sharpie. But otherwise, I mean, I can reuse the welcome part. I redid this because my place value last year, the last several years, I had just a black and white one, but I'm trying to add a little bit more color in different ways. So I printed and cut that out. I cut it out first because I wanted to leave an edge in the lamination so it wouldn't peel. So hopefully that seems to help with that. I do have a small groups because we work in groups and pairs all the time, and so we will have a big discussion and lesson on that at the very beginning of the year. And these I created using labels from Pocket Full of Primary, and I just bought those on TPT. and I use them for everything in my room. These are the lifelines, and we are a class school, and so we like to have those displayed. These are my old ones, and you can see like I used recycled paper. They're pretty beat up from last year, but I might redo the letters for that as well, because it also has the life goals, treat people the way that you want to be treated, pretty much, is what it says. And then these are some math posters that I bought online that kind of, the brown's not really in my color wheel, but those will work. And then I redid my race posters to help kids with that. So those are some things that will go on my wall. Some more things that I have that I hang up. So I've always had the word choice in my room, and I just had it on paper. But we talk about this word almost every day. Good choices, bad choices, no matter what it is your choice. We talk about it a lot at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to be painting those different colors to hang up because I will refer to it all the time. These are just my magnetic borders for my whiteboard. Just a couple things with my names on it. At the end of the year in field day, we have a tug of war, and we won it for 5th grade, so we get to keep the piece of the rope. So I always put that out. These arrows, I can't find the letters, so I'm probably going to make new, which is fine anyway. But up here is said what we're working on or what we're learning or something like that. I can't remember. But I will redo that. And then these pointed to the different things we're learning. And I don't do anchor charts. I think that takes way too much time. And they don't use them for all the time that it takes. So I print out different notes and different vocabulary and stuff like that that they need for the units that we're working on and put up there. And then I could just reuse them every year. I hang up this book. This is a very special book given to me by a very special student. And I hang it up, and how cute is that? They know how much I love to read, and them and a librarian had made that for me. Isn't that beautiful? So that will go somewhere in the room. It's so pretty. I love it. All right, so we do this thing called snots, and I give them green pens, and I'm like, we are going to snot all over our text, and we talk about what that means, what that looks like. And there's articles that go with this that talk about mucus and snot, which makes it very interactive. The kids think it's funny. They're very engaged with it. But then we talk about the different things that we should snot. What are the small notes on the side that you should be making when you read? And so we start to make a list. You could see that this is getting so old. I really should make a new one. If I have time, I might. It's just getting yellow, and I erase this and rewrite on it every year, and we hang that up. And I keep it up for quite a while for them to remember different things that they should be snotting on their paper. What stuck with you, if I'm doing a quick check with Post-its, I will use this. And then my happy birthday poster will go up somewhere. So those are the main things that are going up in my room. All right, so I have about a half hour. I think I'm gonna try and get like all my lamps and stuff, at least in the spots that I wanna try and get them. I may not get them plugged in today, but then that group of things will be at least dispersed where I want them to go, and I can plug them in later. So let's see if we can get that done. I think because I just cannot get into it. I think what I'm gonna do, because I want to, and I want to get rid of these boxes, let's open the stuff that I got from Amazon from a couple of different very special people who chose to bless me. So, obviously I know what I ordered. However, I don't always remember everything. A lot of it was books, just because I use books a lot. Oh, I got some mechanical pencils. Those are always good to pass out and fairly cheap for rewards. Kids love mechanical pencils. So there's that. This has 2 books. One is Glow, and I got this for our Glow Day. And it just, I mean, it is not a difficult book by any means, but I always try and theme everything when I do that. And so I thought that would be cute. He's a glow stick, and people get jealous, so it's a good SEL book as well. And then the other one I got is, and I have not seen this one, but I saw it online when I was scrolling. So we'll see. Idioms for Kids. I thought the front was kind of cute. And it talks about like, what does it mean? Where does it come from? And how you use it. And so that could be very beneficial. More holes than Swiss cheese. The best thing since sliced bread. Where does it come from? It originated from an advertising slogan used by a baking company in 1928. So there you go. So that's kind of cool that they talk about where they are getting it. To get up on the wrong side of the bed. It's an expression that's thought to come from ancient Rome. Romans were very careful always to get up on the correct side of the bed to ensure that good luck would follow them through their days. So I think that will be very beneficial when we are talking about figurative language. I already got into it, but because I needed it to print things, but just white cardstock, which is always useful. Oh, so at the beginning of the year on our back to school night, meet the teacher night, whatever you want to call it, I always put cards out for parents to write a note to their kids. Our mascot is a bulldog, so I thought it'd be cute to get cards that have dog paws on them. So that's for back to school night. I got the book Spork, and then I got Jamie O'Rourke in The Big Potato. George versus George. Unicorn that thinks he's pretty great. Most of these books I got them because I can use them for some type of lesson, but I have to go back and look and see why that was. When things aren't going right, go left. So in SEL, that would be great at the beginning of the year. That's by Peter H. Reynolds. I've talked before about giving kids birthday cards. One year I had a kid that was so excited. He's like, I've never had a teacher give me a real birthday card. And he was so happy about it. Are all of them? No. But because he was so happy about it, I do it all the time now. So that's what these are. They are birthday cards for kids. I got The Man Who Walked Between the Towers. We always read about 9/11 through Alan Gratz's book. And so I thought this would be a great companion to go with that. This is for home, a new frother. These 2 things, my brother Sam is dead. I thought this would be a good historical fiction to read to my class. So it's been a long time since I've read it, so I need to read it again myself. I also got, some of you will remember these. Do you remember those snake things? I remember them when I was younger, but they are like, I probably won't be able to put it back together, but they twist and they turn. I don't want to break it. I don't know. But do you remember what I'm talking about? And you can make different things. Oh, there's that one is starting to go. Yeah, so I gotta figure, there they go. But yeah, so I got these for the goodie box. I thought those would be kind of cool. I used to like them. All right, so another thing I got is this magnetic game. It's where you have like that circle of string and you have the different magnets that look like rocks. I've seen it online and it looks like it would be so much fun. I got Astro Bright's paper and cardstock in the same colors. I'll use it to help decorate my room, for things to send home to parents, things like that. I also got the Incredible Shrinking Lunchroom. I thought that sounded interesting. And then Collaboration Station. When we talk about groups and stuff and doing STEM projects, I thought that would work for that. I have to read it yet. And I also got 3 hens and a peacock. So I can't remember what the lessons were for, so I need to look into that and read them and make sure they're ones that I can actually use. If not, I'll send them back and get some others on my wish list. So that's a little bit of what I got there. Another thing I got was privacy folders is what these are. They're like that corrugated plastic type ones. They came with some stickers, some little clothespins, and some labels. And the thing that I got that I'm like most excited about is this thing. It was like $24, but I used to have one. I guess you could really make it, but I was very excited about it. I used to have one a long time ago. It was left by a former teacher in my room. And it's just a way to quickly sort student papers. Well, I mean, really, you can use it to sort anything, obviously. But I give all my kids numbers. And you literally just like, okay, Billy is number 7. So it slides in. And then you're like, okay, Tommy is number 12. And you put it in there. And before you know it, and you're like, okay, Sammy is number 4. And then before you know it, you just kind of gather them all and they are in alphabetical order or number order. So I love this thing. It just takes a lot of time of sorting papers because you can do it all at one time and they stay in order. It's nothing I would have ever bought probably with my own money unless it was very discounted, but nonetheless, when I went to the teacher store, I got some happy birthday bookmarks that I put in their card and some scented stickers because I used to love these when I was younger. So I don't do stickers often. And then just some new borders. All right, well, that is all for today. I didn't hardly do anything. I'm gonna have to get in the mode. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Yes, I will. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Hello. Oh, I got some crazy hair going on today. You guys know my videos are not fancy, nor is my hair. Anyway, we are on our way to school. I'm going earlier today. I'm hoping that going earlier will be more motivation. I don't know. I've been going at night so nobody is there, and maybe that's part of the problem. So trying during the day today. Hopefully we get all kinds of things done. So let's see what I can do today. So I walked in my room and I immediately got busy because I knew if I sat down and contemplated too long, I decided that I was just gonna pick like a corner or a wall of the room and get everything put away where it's supposed to. So I started off over here with my whiteboard wall, and I got all my lights put where they need to be. They're all plugged in and they're all on the timers, or not timers, but the the device where I can use the remote control for on and off. So I will quickly show you that before I pick another section of the room to focus on. So over here I have 4 lights. So 2 of them are pretty small. This is a new one. And then I also have my ceiling lights. So let me show you what that looks like. So here it is so far with the lights off. Again, these are not super bright. They are so old, but my LED lights are on. So it's starting to feel like my classroom. I just noticed these are dipping a little bit too low, so that needs to be fixed. But otherwise, it's coming together. All right, I'm gonna continue. So I was just working on our new privacy folders. Let me turn the lights on so we can see a little bit better. But these are just like, they're plastic. They're not the cardboard ones. So I'm hoping they last. What I used to do is just take 2 manila folders, tape them together, and run them through our school laminator. So that is a cheap alternative. And if you cut around and leave some of the lamination, a lot of times they'll last longer. It just sometimes can be a little wonky, but I've used those for years. This is my first time ever purchasing these. So I'm excited about it, but they came with these little stickers that were super difficult to get off because they're super thin, but they're so cute. So they're just little puns. So blueberry, nice work. So just little ones like that, and I thought that would be cute to put on there for when they are using those for assessments. They also came with labels that I'll just put away for something else, and tiny paper or clothespins. So I will put those away for something else. I have also gotten all my bins cleaned and stuff put in there. I've gotten all of my bins, oh, that door's open, at the top, 2 black on each side and 1 white. So that won't drive me crazy. So that's looking nice. I've gotten all my pillows cleaned up. I took out, oh, that needs to go in the trash. I took out some of them to put them on my couch, but they need washed. I need to pick books to put out on my bookshelf. And this whole table is almost clean. I just got to find a home for the privacy folders. Then I need to get my lamps going over here. I have 1 hour left, actually 55 minutes. So let's see if I can get that side of the room done and all the stuff on this table put away, because the rest is decorations for another day. So let's see what we can get done. So much done today, and I feel so much better. Now, this space, unfortunately, I've had that cleaned off twice, but a lot of that stuff goes over in that area or needs to be put in a storage closet in another room. But otherwise, I think I love my layout. This desk needs fixed, but I think I'm gonna have to move these 2 groups up a little bit and put a desk at each of those. And then I'd be good to go, because I think I have 19, and so that'd be 20 seats in case a new one is added. But look at that. I love it. Now I just got to get all this stuff up on the walls. Here's what it looks like with the lights off. Normally I have one more lamp right here, and I do have one more sitting over here to build. And I'm debating on doing that, but otherwise, this is what it's looking like. Here's from the front of the room. So yeah, nice. I was going to share one more thing with you I got. These lamps right here, they are rechargeable lamps. Sometimes, like when it's raining out, my room is not bright enough for like the middle of the room, and so I got these only on those days, and it gives them extra light. I love it, and I just recharge them. There's like the soft light, like the daylight, and then I don't know, maybe that's daylight, the other one was blue light, I don't know. But isn't that adorable? So I have 2 of those for towards the middle, because like right in the center of the room, because all the lights are around the outside, can get dark from time to time, but most of the time they're okay, but those will be fabulous. So that's it for this week. I'm not doing any more. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching me reorganize, and then next week you can watch part 3 of me actually decorating my room. Make sure that you like and subscribe the channel,